Kia ora koutou, ko Aaron taku ingoa, nau mai, piki mai kake mai, ko mo te kaupapa tēnei wā on Greers and Langdon Road intersection upgrade. I'm your host for the webinar and thank you for joining us online. First, I'll introduce the team behind the screen and let you know how you can participate during the session. Then I'll hand over to our presenters who will run you through a very brief overview of the project. If you don't mind, Aviva, next slide, please. Next slide, please, Aviva. Awesome. So today you'll be hearing from the project manager, David Sun, who is our subject matter expert. And we also have Aviva Shui, is that how I say it? Working hard behind the scenes to keep the session moving smoothly. And a bit of agenda. They will cover the following chapters over the course of the session. So background, and then we've got the options presented for this project, as well as the impact, and then lastly, engagement. Thanks, Aviva. Next slide. Just a bit of housekeeping. Your mics and cameras are switched off so that we can keep the session moving. But you can ask questions in the Teams chat, which is located at the top of the bar menu as a speech bubble. If you're not able to use either of these, you can email questions to letstalk@ccc.govt.nz. If you're hard of hearing or if you're experiencing sound issues, you can turn the live captions on. Just click the three small dots above more at the top of your Teams screen and click Turn on Live Captions near the bottom of the drop-down menu. One last thing from me, hopefully the banner come up so that you know that the session is being recorded. This recording will be shared on our channels in the next few days. You will also receive a link by email showing you how to access the recording along with a copy of the PowerPoint slides. I'll now hand over to our first presenter, David Sun.
All right, thank you very much. My name is David Sang. I'm the Transport Project Manager of Greers Langdons Road. I hope you can see my screen. Yes. So I'm going to, yep, great. I'm going to give you some background information about this project, so like why we are doing this and what kind of objectives we are going to achieve. And I'm also going to cover the options we have investigated and how come we come to these two options. So on the map, we show the extent of our project is mainly at Greers and the Langdons intersection, and also a little bit of Reynolds and Greers intersection. The curve and the road marking extended further on either side of Greers Road and also on Langdons Road. So why we are doing this, the main reason is development of Northlink Shopping Centre on Langdons Road in the recent years. It attracts a lot of vehicles from the adjacent areas. So like it has caused some traffic issue, like a lot of vehicles coming from the south of Greers Road wanted to make a right turn onto Langdons Road, but it's really hard to make it. And also when the customers left the shopping malls, if they're living in the northwest area, it's really hard to make a right turn from Langdons and Greers because these two streets are so busy now, and it made pedestrians and cyclists very hard to cross the road. So this busy intersection caused some traffic want to avoid using that. Say customers heading back home, they may choose Morrison Avenue, turn onto Morrison Avenue, and then make a left turn onto Sawyer's heading north, or they may have take a left turn onto Greers and turn onto Reynolds. So those are some issues we are trying to solve. So in general, our objectives is to provide the safe crossing for pedestrians and cyclists to cross both Greers Road and the Langdons Road, and secondly, to mitigate the increased delay for the turning vehicles, and also to prevent the right running, what as we mentioned previously in the adjacent area. So by achieving that, the project team have investigated and some options. We investigated at least 4 big options. So we assess them by against those objectives we try to the issues we try to solve. So these options including do minimum or do nothing, which is to keep the intersection as a stop control intersection, probably having some like a minor safety improvement or like a left in left out at the Reynolds intersection. But we don't think those can solve those issues like a turning delay and the safety can provide a safe crossing for pedestrians and the cyclists. So do nothing or do minimum option we didn't take further. And the second option is a roundabout. A lot of submitters also mention why you cannot do a roundabout. So roundabout, we do not propose that because of multiple reasons. Firstly, it's a roundabout normally is really big. The footprint is really large. It need land purchase from all the adjacent. So say if we put a roundabout here, we probably have to purchase land from all the properties nearby. So unfortunately, we cannot afford it. And secondly, roundabout, um, if we remember the roundabout on the east side of London's, near the North Link Mall, is very busy. So it's really hard for pedestrians and cyclists to cross the road as well. So roundabout cannot provide a safe crossing for pedestrians and cyclists. So we didn't take roundabout option further. So we mainly focus on the rest of the options, which is to make the make the intersection signalized. So there are 2 big options between these. One's either to signalize both intersections, London's Road and Reynolds, as a dogleg intersection, or we signalize London's only. However, by doing signalize London's only, there are some variations like either to fully keep the Reynolds Avenue open or left in left out of Reynolds or left in only or fully cul-de-sac. For the dog leg option, actually, we didn't take further either because the dog leg option will cause a lot of delay to Greers Road in terms of operation because the reason is these two intersections are too close. There are some dog legs intersection in Christchurch. However, this one probably is much closer than those, so it's not very suitable for a dog leg. So I'm going to cover provide some details on these 4 variations of just to signalize London's road intersection. So the first one, uh, sorry, that's option 3 we talk about is to signalize both options. The reason these are the negative impact. The reason why we didn't think it's a good option because if we signalize both intersection, we have to push the limit line back south of Reynolds Avenue on Greers Road. Unfortunately, Reynolds and Langdons, they cannot have a green light at the same time because the movement, say for example, Reynolds if heading to Langdons, they will conflict with the right turn of Reynolds. So that means Reynolds Avenue, we have to introduce a separate, another green phase. That means that will cause more delay for Greers because every second of the green phase we provide for Reynolds, it will be deducted from Greers Road. So that means Greers Road would have less green time. That will make significant delay on Greers Road. And secondly, it will have a significant impact on Greers Road operation. For example, if because of the site is very narrow, we cannot purchase more land. If there's a southbound vehicle from Greers Road wanted to make a right turn into Reynolds, they will block the following vehicles on Greers Road. So that will be some significant operation impact. And it is also will cause delay for pedestrians to cross Reynolds Avenue. So currently it's only a give way at Reynolds Avenue. Reynolds, the traffic volumes are very low. So in the morning, the school kids, when they're heading school, when the check is clear, they can cross the road. But if we turn that into a signal, including Reynolds Avenue, we can only provide like several seconds for a signal cycle. So that means most of the time the school kids have to wait here without any vehicles coming out. So that's a big delay for the pedestrians crossing Reynolds Avenue. And by signalizing both intersections, they may encourage some more traffic from using Reynolds, coming from, say, the north west area, coming from Reynolds, and make a right turn and a left turn, sorry, make a left turn and a right turn onto Langdons to avoid Soils Arm intersection, because currently it's really hard to make a right turn over there. So considering of this impact, we didn't take the option 3, which is a dogleg option further. So for signalizing London's only, we got 4 variants. The first variant is to keep the full movement at Reynolds Avenue. So this one has some potential, as mentioned before, as some potential operation issue. Same as the slides mentioned before, if there's a vehicle coming from Greers North want to make a right turn, they will block the following vehicles. And there are also some safety issues here. For example, if the cars waiting for a right turn onto Reynolds, um, the there may be some vehicles queuing for a right turn into London's because that movement is really popular. However, these cars will block the visibility of the car waiting for a right turn and the northbound car on Greers Road. So they couldn't see each other. So if the red car made a right turn, they may clash into each other. So that's a potential risk of having a right turn into Reynolds. And they also have a potential risk of having right turn out for Reynolds. Similarly, so the waiting car, queuing car waiting for a right turn onto Greers, they may block the visibility from the cars waiting for a right turn from Reynolds and a southbound vehicle from Greers. So based on this, we just felt the project team just found it's really it's not safe to keep a right turn in and out at Reynolds Avenue. And another factor is the volume of right turn in and out is not very high. So the project team think it's better to not to allow these two movement. So this option also have another downside is as these two intersections are so close to each other, there were no space for a pedestrian crossing to be put on the south approach. So that means we only have 2 pedestrian crosswalk. One's on the north side of the intersection, one's on London's Road. Yeah, so the second option is to, as we mentioned previously, there are some safety impact, some safety issue of having right turn in and right turn out. So we are thinking to ban those movements, just allow left in, left out at Reynolds Avenue. This option has also got some potential. This option actually get rid of the safety risk of having the right out, but also have some potential safety issue of allowing a left in, left out from Reynolds, because the vehicles coming out from Reynolds, they maybe cannot see they may do right turn onto London's. They may be not able to see the northbound vehicle to try to make a right turn onto London's. So there's some potential conflict points around here. And this option also do not have a pedestrian crossing on the south approach. And this option, because of the banning of the turning movement, this option has an impact on the accessibility to the residents living in this area. So considering of the risk of having been left out, the project team think about having the left in only. So this option get rid of the potential safety risk of having left turn out vehicles. However, this will have a bigger impact on the accessibility to the residence area. So the last option we considered is to fully cul-de-sac this intersection at Reynolds Avenue. So by doing that, it definitely can provide the best, provide the safest, most safe intersection, because the school kids can just walk through without any delay, without worrying about the vehicles. However, this will have a big impact on the accessibility to the residents or in this area. So sorry, it's not very good sequence. But anyway, the reason we consider is this big living area is confined by Sawyer's Arm, Greers Road, Reynolds, and Highstead. These areas highlighted in blue have 268 houses and only have 3 access points. So if, say, we fully close Reynolds Avenue at Greers Road, they only have 2 access points. So that means it impacts the accessibility and the resilience. So if there's some road work anywhere, these residents only have 1 accessing point. So we undertook a traffic count survey at these 3 accessing points on the same day. We found out most of the residents here are using this access point in the morning. So the number is left out in the morning. So 129, most people turning left out in the morning. Some slightly 14 turning right out from here. For Reynolds Sawyer's Arm, the usage is not very many. Only 19 people turn left in the morning and 21 turn out in the evening. Turn out in the morning. Reynolds Avenue, slightly more than Reynolds Sawyer's Arm. However, this turning out, some of these are because of the vehicles turning from London's left onto Greers and right into Reynolds and made a U-turn. So this number, particularly like the PM peak is high and AM peak is high because of those movements. So that's the reason we are thinking we need to propose 2 options to the residents to see what do you think is more suitable for you, or whether you care about more accessibility or care about more safety. So we fully develop these options into the consultation plan. So what we are going to do is really similar, other than the treatment of Reynolds Avenue. Other elements are very similar. So we are going to remove all the parking from Harewood Road to Langdons. We are going to turn Langdons into a signalized intersection. We are also going to provide a flash median between Harewood and Langdons Road. And unfortunately, 2 big trees around the corner need to be removed. So in terms of car park removal, so we lost 8 parking from Greers to Langdons on either side of the road. So all the parking is going to be removed for the flash median and right turn lanes. And the north of Langdons, From Langdons to Bishopdale School, we are going to Loss 7 on the west side. It's around here, 7 parking space, and 3 on the east side is around here. That is to make some room for the left turn lanes into Langdons Road. On Langdons Road, we are going to remove 14 parking space on either side of Langdons from Greers Road intersection up to here. That's the reason is we have to introduce formalize 2 turning lanes, and the turning type for the right turn vehicles is about 100 meters to accommodate those demand. And Reynolds Avenue, depend on the options we are taking for the cul-de-sac. We are going to take a little bit more. We are going to take 6 parking off. For the left in, left out option, which is this one, we are going to take 2 parking off. So in total, the parking loss is about 60 for the cul-de-sac and 56 for the left in, left out. So we got a table, we got all the information of the parking removed in the consultation material. So if you have any questions or you felt something you are interested in this project, or something you got concern you'd like to raise to us, so it's more than happy to put in your questions. We can have a look whether anything can be improved. Thank you very much. I hand it over to Iron.
Thanks, David. And Viva will drive for us. Next slide. Awesome. So as part of the engagement, we engaged quite early in the year, midway through the year, June, July, and approached some of the key stakeholders, which are presented on your screen. And specifically emergency services, greater emergency services were engaged early as well. And the reason why we do this in terms of early engagement is to try and gauge a scope of those impacted with the influx of the Northlink and Northland Mall, as well as those key stakeholders of school and preschools around the area. Next slide, please, Aviva. As well as early engagement from some of the feedback that we got from early engagement from key stakeholders. It impacted the way the design scheme and also the project team approached some of the options and the reason for giving 2 options. So in that, we went and approached Reynolds Ave and the residents nearby that may be impacted with on-street parking. And also a letter dropped prior to public consultation to meet with those who had any queries or questions about the proposed plans. Next slide. Thanks, Aviva. So public consultation is still open. It runs, sorry, that's a typo there. It runs until Tuesday, the 31st of October. We've extended it. And you can submit via online or give us a call and I can submit on your behalf by typing it in, or with letter drops as well. We also have leaflets and submission forms at the Papanui Library and Service Centre. So currently we at least 588 residents within the catchment area of this intersection have had letter drops and information passed on to them. And we are open to receive feedback and any information. David and his team and I are very open to receive any feedback, because essentially at the end of the day, this intersection is close to home for most of you, or is a thoroughfare for those businesses or those people going through that area. So it impacts you, and we want to hear all your feedback, and any suggestions are welcome as well. Next slide. So what are the next steps from now? So the timeline after the 31st, we collect all the information. Our engagement team and project team will do an analysis of the submissions and consider all suggestions, as well as making maybe some adjustments to the scheme. And this is a joint community board decision. So ideally, both Waipapa and Waimea will hear all of our feedback and the report, as well as get a copy of all the submissions. Currently, we have over 120 submissions, and we're still we still have submissions coming through up until the 31st of October. And then from that, a recommendation from the board will go to council, who will need to approve the installation of the new traffic lights and cycleways. So there's this QR code there if you guys still haven't had an opportunity to submit or give your feedback. Scan that code there and submit away. Next slide, please, Viva. Questions. So there have been a few questions that have come through in terms of submissions. So we're going to ask David a couple of them. He may have already explained them, but we'll go through on some ones that haven't been addressed yet. So David, what traffic data have you collected specifically at the intersection and then specifically at Reynolds and Greers Ave?
Oh, yes, we have traffic counts data. That's a traffic turning data. We counted at Greers Langdons and the Reynolds Greers, as I showed on in the slide previously. We did a traffic count survey at those three access points on weekdays and both weekend as well. We also undertook a parking survey, which I forgot to mention previously, to see how much what the parking demand was. So as we are going to remove some parking spaces, what we found was we are proposing the numbers left still can meet the parking demand, the peak hours parking demand. Yes, thank you.
So if the intersection is implemented with either option, have you thought about traffic calming on Bainton Street or Reynolds Ave due to the influx of potential rat running traffic that may flow through there?
Yes, Reynolds Avenue, as we see, they already have speed humps there, so that indicates it maybe is already a right running route. We believe the signalization of Greers Londons will address some of these issues, as we see now some of the vehicles turning out from London's, they couldn't make a right turn, so they made a left turn and made a right turn onto Reynolds. So I think the right running on Reynolds will be less than after the signalization. On Benton Street, we don't think it will change anything on Benton Street because currently people using Benton Street, they will still use in Benton Street after the signalization, but the project will not make that worse, will not put more people onto Benton, because they got the opportunity to make a right turn now onto Greers directly from London's. Yeah, thank you. And oh yeah, of course we're going to keep on monitoring. If there are any issues, we are going to come back for any like traffic calming devices. Yeah, thank you.
And how does this intersection upgrade impact surrounding roads in the area in Fishertdale, for example, Sawyer's Arms Road?
Yes, I think this signal will have some impact on the surrounding road. For example, they will have more traffic make a right turn from London to Greers directly. So we are thinking they may have more traffic northbound from on Greers between London's to Soyasam, and that will reduce these vehicles, this traffic from the like a Morrison Avenue and um, Reynolds Avenue. So I think there's some positive impact. So we'll reduce some through traffic on the local street, put them onto Greers Road. Thank you.
Great to see
Yeah,
positive flow-on effect
yeah,
from this if it's implemented for other areas
yeah.
within Bishopdale. How will Hereward traffic signals be synchronized with this intersection upgrade?
Oh, yes, yes, because these two intersections are very close to each other, so the signal will be synced with each other to mitigate any delay. Yeah, okay.
And one of the questions is, what if we do nothing? What is the impact then?
Yeah, do nothing is always an option. So if we do nothing, we cannot, how to say, achieve those objectives. So the issues are still there. People still, customers or residents still very hard to make a right turn either from Greers onto Londons or from Greers onto London's onto Greers, and pedestrians and the cyclists are very hard for them to cross the road, and because of the traffic of the um, busy intersection, some traffic that may keep on using the local street like Morrison or Reynolds, so those won't change, and it may be, I would say, maybe getting worse because there are some in the future there may be some project in the Johnson area like wastewater renewal. So there may be some road closure for the road work, put more traffic onto this way. So yeah, so we can see the benefit of doing this project, but do nothing. Yeah, if people prefer to nothing, it's still an option. Yeah, thank you.
And on-street parking. So on-street parking is impacted with the both proposed options. So on-street parking for Greers, Reynolds, and even further down on Greers where Bayton is. With the on-street parking, a lot of residents are concerned of property desirability with their properties. So is there any negotiation or is there any conversation that we can have about those on-street parkings before the propose or before the decision making at all?
Yes, yeah, we have really heard some submissions from locals about lots of parking, and then we did talk to them. We are going to investigate to see whether we can keep some of this parking and try to minimize the parking loss. Yeah, we're going to investigate that and come back, put in the feedback to you. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, David. And one last question about landscape. Is there room for more trees in the design?
We are going to have a look, but I think it's really, how to say, it's very the site is really confined. If this we go to the cul-de-sac option, there are some green space at the existing Reynolds Avenue intersection. Otherwise, then we probably have very limited opportunity to put more trees. Yeah, okay.
Thanks, David, for answering those questions. And I think it's our last slide, Aviva. So we've come to the end of our presentation. Thank you everyone for taking time out of your day to join us. If you have any feedback about the session, please contact our engagement team, or if you want to raise any issues with the project or have more questions, please contact the team with your queries. I've entered the email address if you can contact us in the chat. Thanks again from myself and all our staff. Enjoy the rest of your day. Kei kona. Tēnā koutou katoa.